This one is terminal and audio that we don't use too much. Even if we use too much, we can. So this is how it will go. One will be, am I seeing it? I don't know, because one is here, the other one will be here, and the third one will be there. And then voila, portable flash you can attach to any metal pole in the world. And there are so many metal poles in the world with flat or semi-flat surfaces. So now, if you want to, we're gonna be clever in advance. That's called being clever in advance. We're gonna put these two magnets close to each other like this, and this one will be here, so we can put this even in rounded poles. Now, this pole in New York City, they are designed to be square, so that would fit in a rounded pole, such as, just a second, that would fit perfectly, because these two will be like boom, you see, boom. Do you see what I'm doing? Or I don't know if I'm, because let me fix a little bit let me fit a little bit here. All right, so now you see what I'm doing. Boom. That would be to the camera. The flash will not move ever. It will be so steady. And then of course you can use your creativity to move the flash head around so you can have the perfect angle. It will look something like this. Boom. And then depending on angles, you can bring it down and you can bring it up and you can twist it, or you can put it like this. You see, there's so many options. You can put it backwards and then you can adjust the angle and it's like, it's amazing how creative you can be with this little device. I guess for $50 I bought the cheapest one. This one, let's talk about, it's TT600, the cheapest Godox, but I will show you what kind of amazing pictures you can do with this. And here we're gonna attach some modifiers, you know, to even further, or we can attach some devices called Gary Fong, and I have one in particular that I love it. I'm expert on them. They are called snoots. So you can mold the light over the legs, the face, the arms, and you can sculpt the model with 2-3 of these things, and I'm gonna make a special tutorial, I promise you. Now let's do the work. Let's do some work. Now here it is. I'm sorry to do it like this way, so we're gonna turn off the flash and we're gonna do some, I am not sure that I'm not in the way. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to make this as close as possible, like this. And this tripod is not very good because I cannot actually tilt for exactly what I want to capture. You see, tripods are somewhat cumbersome. Now here are the magnets, and here, this is how I'm just thinking, am I in the camera? Now here is how it works. You put A, and you will need a little stick. Do we have a little stick here? Some kind of a tooth stick or something, whatever you find. You have something just to mix these two liquids. All right. Now I'm gonna use a debit card, maybe a credit card, a driver license, or oh, look what I found. Look what I found. This one could be used to mix, but I hope you don't want to have this one because you are not tech guy like me. I hope you are not tech guy like me. But here we have a pen, so we're gonna take off. Oh, look at this part of the pen, and we're gonna take. Come on, motherfucker. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't say these words. Okay, this is what we're gonna use. You see, this guy we're gonna use to mix, or this guy, or this, anything we can use to mix. Now this is how it's gonna work. We're gonna put here liquid A like this, an equal amount of liquid B. Do you see? And the same amount of liquid B, and then we're gonna throw this CD, because it will be the CD cover, okay? The same amount of liquid. This is a little sticky, and now you see. Okay, I hope it's right here. Now this is what you're gonna do. This is supposed to become a little whitish when the two substances. Now this we're gonna call this video "Do It Yourself, No Money, Poor, Cheap as Joe Guy who is making something out of nothing." And while I'm doing this, I'm gonna tell you a bunch of stories that I'm that type of person that I don't like to spend money just for the latest and greatest innovations in technology. I like to invent them, right? To prove the point, currently it's 2023, you can go to my website. I have a bunch of little companies that are all based on this premise. You don't have to spend a lot of money to create a lot of money. You don't have to spend a lot of energy to create a lot of energy. You just have to use your ingenuity. And yesterday I was talking to a photographer of mine, friend, who is opening his photography company, guess what, in Times Square. And I'm mentoring this kid. Why I'm mentoring this kid? Because I kind of like him. He's very, he has great ingenuity. And I told him this: listen, the purpose of a business for each owner has basically two purposes. One is to exercise the creativity of the business owner, and then the second reason is to convert the cash flow of the business produced into some kind of assets that will create passive income. For example, if you have a coffee shop, or if you have some kind of business, cleaning business, whatever little business, you may die doing this business and you will have no money. But if you are smart, you can take 20% of the income and place it into a separate account. It's called investment account, and you can start buying houses, real estate. And if you are young and if you start this young, the compound interest of your savings will buy you houses, and by the age of 30 you may not even have to work. If you have like 5 houses, it will replace your income. You know, these gurus talking about how to do this business, and they are right. Some of these gurus are right. Why trade your time for money when you can trade your ingenuity for money? Now, time trade for money pays you up to $250 an hour to $500 unless you are some kind of attorney. But the shit jobs, photography, you know, like marketing, oh, they don't pay. But your ingenuity can pay you in millions of dollars. Me, myself, I run multiple companies at the moment. T-shirtstatement.com, it's one. You can check what I'm doing. So this video may be surprising for you. Okay, you see, we have this GUI kind of thing, and then here comes our friend. So now we're gonna perform a little operation. It has to be horizontal like this, right? And then just gonna take a little bit of the GUI and we're gonna place it. This flash, it's not perfect because it has a little curvature here, but we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna place this one here. All right, it has the tendency to go next to the door, but that's okay, don't worry. Now this is step number one. It will look like this. Now I'm gonna close it. This is just, we're gonna wait like 10-15 minutes like this, and then we have to put the other ones, because the other ones are also important. Now the problem here, this one, you see how fast it's getting? Oh my god, I'm almost. So now we're gonna, oh, it's very hot. Now you see a problem. This one is okay. So now this one is, so the weather today is so hot that we missed the little window of opportunity. Hola. And these magnets are very tricky, so if they get together they can even be broken. Now here is an example of how they got broken here on little pieces, because they have such a tremendous power. They hit each other in such a force that they break. Anyway, now you see this here is a done deal. Soon, in a few minutes, it will be ready, and then we're gonna pour more of this liquid around, and that's it. Now let's get the next. The next will be the same thing. We're gonna pour 2 liquids. Now this was too much, you see, this was too much, so now I'm gonna do a little bit less. Again, liquid A, this just a little drop, and liquid B, the same amount of liquid B. Now we have to be fast. Now we know that this takes hold very fast. Here it is, the new batch, where it is, and here we're gonna start mixing. As soon as it start getting white, okay, we start mixing this thing. As soon as it gets starting to be a little bit whitish,